Welcome or welcome back. I'm Caren, and this is restorative yoga to calm your nervous system. You're going to need props because it is restorative yoga, and we always use props. You'll need a chair or a couch, 3 blankets, and a bolster. We're going to begin in legs up the chair first, so bring your mat over to that chair and swing your legs up the chair. I know that for me, I need extra support underneath my legs, especially for the height of this chair, so feel free to stack blankets on top. You can also use a blanket for the back of your head, and then just swing your legs on up, lower down onto your back. Allow the back of your pelvis to completely soften to the floor, and open your arms out to a V with the palms up. You're looking for the knees to feel effortlessly lifted and held. So if there's any tension in the hip creases here, I invite you to add more height underneath your shins. Take a few breaths to just settle into this position and into your practice. Emptying all your air, let your muscles go loose, the bones become heavier. And then fresh breath in. Sweep the floor of the body from the pelvis to the crown, and back from the crown to the pelvis as you exhale. Letting yourself rest and giving yourself permission to just be for this time that we have together. Now, breathing in and out through the nose, visualize alternate nostril breathing. Starting with the left palm, imagine that you're breathing up through the left arm, through the left nostril to the center of the forehead, the third eye. And now breathing out down the right nostril, down the right arm, into the right palm. Then inhale up from the right to the third eye. And exhale down the left to the left palm. Continue moving back and forth. Just visualizing this, imagining that you could breathe in through each half of the body and breathe out into the other half. Relax any tension in the forehead, the eyes, and the mouth and jaw. Continue with this gentle focus of Nadi Shodhana until we transition out. Release the visual once the breath reaches the left palm. Then breathe in and out through both nostrils. Observing the body and the mind. Slowly bring one foot at a time to the edge of the chair. Rock over onto your side, dropping your legs to the floor and curling up into a ball. Press yourself up from here. Coming away from the chair, we will arrive on our backs. I've cleared the chair off my mat for supported supine spinal twist. Grab one of your blankets and fold it up into what's called a double square fold. You can find blanket information in my Restorative Yoga book if you're unfamiliar. Grab another blanket, open it up to the width of your mat, and then take the long sides and fold them together into a rectangle fold. And place that sitting on your left hip to start. You're going to place that behind you. It will come out right from the edge of the mat all the way in a straight line. And then bring your bolster also behind you. And take the last blanket, create another rectangle fold, and this will go in between your legs. Stacking the legs together, place the blanket fold from knee to ankle. Create a 90-degree angle with the knees to the feet and the knees to the hips. Reaching around behind, make sure that that bolster is up against your back from your pelvis, just beneath your shoulder tips. And then lower down onto your side, resting your head on the blanket. Both of the arms are reaching in front of you. From here, extend backward and snug that bolster up against your back. Inhale, take the top arm, and then exhale and reach it back to the blanket that you set behind. If that arm needs more support, then fold that blanket over a little bit more, like an accordion, so that it's lifted and your arm isn't dangling in the air. Make any last adjustments here. Finding a gentle twist through the upper spine, letting the head go wherever it feels most comfortable, and perhaps closing your eyes. Invite yourself back into stillness. Let the breath be natural here. And know that I'll keep time for us. So there's nothing you need to do right now, but just be. Gently close your arms back together, unwinding from the twist. We'll move to the second side by keeping the blanket between the knees, rolling onto the back. Once you're there, move the bolster to the other side, as well as the blanket for your arm. Rock over onto your right hip this time. Setting back up in those 90-degree angles with your legs, stack your arms. Snug the bolster up against your back. And then twist open. Letting your head relax wherever that's comfortable. And completely supporting the arm that's lengthened behind you. Making sure that it's not floating in the air. So adding as much props as you need underneath that arm. In this practice, we attempt to loosen all of the muscles. We ask nothing of the body to allow and receive rest. This might take some time to feel as though you're coming back to balance in your nervous system and your thoughts. That's natural. Every moment you spend here is beneficial. Even if it's uncomfortable at times to be here in stillness and silence. Know that I'm here with you, and I'll let you know when it's time to transition. Slowly close your arms together. Take the blanket out from between your legs and press up sideways, turning to face the mat. Come to your hands and knees, very briefly into table for some pelvic tilts to integrate the twists back into the body. On an inhale, tilting your tailbone up, drop your navel down. And then exhale, lift your navel, tilting the tailbone under. This might start to ripple into a full cow and cat position. Go there if you like. Very gentle and mindful, with an emphasis in the pelvis, tilting back and forth. Just 3 or so. And then having a seat on your heels to set up for our next position, surfboard. So bringing your bolster lengthwise in front of you, keeping the blanket that you had here for the head, and taking one of your rectangle folds, let's open it up and take the long side and roll it into a long rolled blanket. Place that all the way behind you, one part of your mat, and then step your knees back. Let your ankles come over top of the blanket roll. Hands are on either side of the bolster here, lowering down onto the bolster so that the whole torso is supported. The head dips down toward the blanket in front of you, and the arms can rest into a goalpost shape or slightly forward with elbows in front of your shoulders. What you're looking for here is your forehead to be supported on the blanket so the nose is free in the space between the blanket and the bolster and you can breathe easily. So if you need to lift that blanket up a little bit more and rest your forehead there, try that so the back of the neck feels at ease. Make any final adjustments here so that your pelvis feels comfortable. Your ankles are slightly lifted on the blanket, and the back is free to breathe. Imagine breathing into your whole back body. And lengthen out your breath, feeling as though your exhalations are longer than your inhalations. You can do this with a count, like 4 on inhale and 6 or 8 on exhale. Or you can just experience it in your body, whatever works best for you. Loosen even more into the props and the earth until you feel like there is no more tension in the bones, the muscles, the tissues of your body. Lengthen your exhale and allow relaxation to come to you. Release the structure of your breath and let the body breathe itself. Now bring your hands closer in toward your shoulders. Use your palms and your knees to press your hips up and back. Walk your knees in. Coming off of the blanket roll and sitting back to free your chest, feeling the breath come in and out here without any obstruction. Moving into supported reclining bound angle. Pretty much keeping the bolster as it is, just pushing it forward a bit. Take the blanket you used for your forehead and now place it at the edge of the bolster. Turn around with your back to the bolster. And let's create rolled blankets for both knees. So taking the short side here and just rolling that all the way up. Place one blanket on your right and another blanket will come on your left. The soles of the feet meet here with plenty of space in between that and the groins. Then sitting up close toward the edge of the bolster, you can also keep some space there if that helps your low back. Place the blankets underneath the shin, calf area, and the upper thigh on both sides. The knees will be lifted as we lower down onto the back. Rest your head on the blanket. Hoping for the chin to be level with or lower than the forehead here, so adjust the blanket as necessary. Open your arms into a comfortable V with the palms up. And make any last adjustments so that the legs feel even more effortless. There's no sense of deep stretch here in the thighs. Looking for relaxation and effortlessness. Once you've found that position, invite the eyes to close. Relax the mouth and the forehead. Before resting in complete silence and stillness here, I invite you to join me in 3 rounds of Om. It will sound like an ah, ooh, and a stringing these 3 sounds together and feeling as though you're hearing them from the base of your body to the crown. Just following along, doesn't matter how it sounds like, connect with the vibration. Let's begin by emptying the air. And inhale Om. Now resting in the silence. The 4th sound, called Turiya. Let this lead you into peace. Bring soft and slow movement back into your body. Running the thumb across each fingertip. Wiggling the toes, perhaps even rubbing the feet. Guide the knees up and in. The feet are flat. Slowly press yourself up to a seated position, tucking the chin in, walking the legs long in front of you. Bring yourself into a cross-legged seat. Or any seat that works for you. To take the palms together at the heart in Anjali Mudra, closing the eyes, bowing the chin down and in. Honoring this time that we spent together in practice, and honoring all the realized beings who have brought the knowledge of yoga to us. Release your hands and open your eyes. And take your time integrating back into the space, not rushing from this to what's next, but mindfully coming back into the space with a different feeling of being inside of your body. Thank you so much for practicing with me. It is such an honor as always. You can find lots more practices on my website, CarenBaginski.com. It always helps the channel if you subscribe, give this video a like, and I truly love to hear from you about how these practices show up in your body. So let me know in the comments. I hope to relax with you again sometime soon.